I have no idea where we are though. Like there's no global map. I think we're still on the outside of the map. Did we take a second corner? Oh no, we are totally not. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Well, that's a treat. What's up, guys? My name is Khan, and we're back today in Scrap Mechanic. And I know it's been a bit. I always tell myself I'm not going to do big projects because they take forever, and then I always decide to do big projects. But you can see today the world has flooded, and this might be a problem. Except we're already equipped with a submarine. So I've always wanted to make a hovering submarine, and I've never actually done it before. Of course, this does use the Derf water mod block. Which is in the Derf mod pack beta now on the workshop, but I don't have any mods on the submarine itself, but I did do a little bit of blueprint editing. So there is sensors where the range has been adjusted. For example, you can see there right now, if we go up on top of the tower here, you can see we're actually hovering quite high up off the ground, and that shadow looks awesome. Look at that shadow. But we are hovering quite high up. We're actually at a height of 50 above the ground. So I did do some sensor editing there to have the high hovering height at 50. And then I just, of course, lined up the Derf water mod block with that to kind of give the effect that we're just right off the surface of the water. Now, of course, the water mod block does go through the vehicles, so it does look like we're flooded, but we come down here into the submarine. We end up right in the bridge. Now, I was debating on putting a ladder here. Obviously, submarines don't usually have an elevator in them, but putting a ladder in this small space kind of, it gets in the way of the bridge, and it gets in the way of this object here. So this is, in fact, if you guys did see my stream, I did kind of give a little bit of a teaser for it, but this is, in fact, a radar. So if we turn it on, it will detect everything around us. And how it actually works, if we zoom out here, you can see when we turn it on, it deploys that grid of 5 sensors. And those 5 sensors have ranges of 50, 100, 150, 200, and 250 blocks. And that sort of gives you the ability to see around the sub a little bit. Obviously, it's not very good resolution with 50 blocks ranges, but that translates to each of these layers out. So this would be your 50 block, and then your 100, and then 150, 200, and 250. And as the sensor array spins, it will flash on the screen if it detects any objects. And this yellow outline here, this sort of illustrates the shape of the sub. The sub is actually that big. The entire sub has 2 sets of sensors. So it's got, in the front there, you can see it's got 2 different sets of sensors, and then in the middle it's got 2 sets of roll sensors, and then in the back it's got 2 sets of sensors. And basically it allows you to alternate between 2 different hovering heights. So the low end hovering height, which is what we're at here, you can see, allows us to still use our sonar and detect what's up. Under the water, of course. It would be awesome if everything was like blue tinted. Okay, everything is now blue tinted, so perfect. We're now under the water, so of course having this awesome, you know, post-process blue tint that's totally not in Scrap Mechanic just really kind of makes it awesome. Obviously, I'm not seeing this while I'm recording, but after the fact, when you watch this video, you're seeing it, and then I'm gonna watch this video and be like, wow, that looks cool, even though I couldn't see it in the game. And if I could see it in the game, I'd be like, this is super awesome. But of course we can't, so we just gotta, you know, edit it after the fact. Right. So anyways, we've got this awesome sonar. It does detect the edge of the map, and we can try driving in first person with strict follow cam. But before we do that, we're gonna explore the rest of the sub. So of course we can turn that off with 2, and if we press 1, we can turn off the whole sub. 2 activates that sonar. 3, of course, switches between the 2 heights, and you can see there the white gate there on the side indicates that we're on, and then the blue gate indicates which height we're hovering at. So if you are in first person mode, it shows all the controls so you can tell where you're at. The yellow indicates that the sensor array is on, which obviously you could tell because it's rotating. And then that little sort of digital pad arrow keys thing there in the bottom right, that indicates when you're using, you know, the WASD controls. And so it does have a WASD converter. It actually has 2 of them because both the pilot and co-pilot controls do the same thing. And that really, this kind of helps because you can't hear the engine so much over all the hovering, so it was really hard to tell when you're in first person if the sub's moving or not. We go back through after the bridge, we go through this door. We get into kind of the living quarters, you know, really nice spot. Got a bathroom, of course, and 4 bunk beds. This is a 4-man crew. You know, a 4-man crew. So we've got the captain's chair here, some sort of sensor array. This is actually just all the door controls if we look at the spider web. But yeah, this is actually just all the door controls. But, you know, we needed a spot there. So sensor there, a periscope that doesn't actually work because there's no mirrors or cameras. We can head our way back through here. Would be cool to have a 4-man crew, obviously. And then we keep going back through the living quarters and we get into the reactor room. So, you know, just really this room actually is mainly used to add weight to the back of the sub to offset the weight of the tower at the front of the sub. But I wanted to have like a sort of like, I guess, nuclear reactor with, you know, some sort of viewing window that you can't actually see into. And then some pipes, some electrical pipes there you can see, which, you know, conduits run across the whole front of the ship. And then, of course, just some extra stuff, some cooling pipes, some sort of tank thing. I don't really know, to be perfectly honest, what I'm doing, but... And then, of course, we get back into the main guts of the thing, and this is the WASD converters. So we've got one here, and we've got a second one right next to it, and then this is the main transfunctioner, which is used to run the whole submarine. Basically, this is the main D-pad control, and this relays the signals to the front and to everything else. And we've got, one set of hovering subs. Now, the nice thing about this little bit of logic here is it actually allows you to only use one set of thrusters to hover, regardless of which height you're at. So all the logic does is switch which sensor is activating the thrusters, and so you can have one set of thrusters with 2 sensors. So it made it really easy to balance it because they didn't have to worry about setting up 2 identical sets of thrusters. And then, of course, the WASD converter and the drive shaft for the main propeller. And if we go into the front, same deal. We've got the radar set up. So this is the entire radar. And then, of course, there are the sensor arrays. So this comes up and down on a piston when you activate it. So when you first activate the radar, there's a blip where all the sensors are seeing the inside of the sub. And then, again, some logic so we can use all those thrusters. I guess we're going to dive. So we're just going to hit 3 there. You can see it will submerge nice and slowly. So it's really well balanced so that it falls very, very smoothly between the 2 stages. I didn't want it to go too aggressively or else you'd run into issues. We're back under the water here. If we zoom out, obviously, we can go in 3rd-person mode. You can see there the prop will spin forward when we hold W, and it will spin reverse when we hold S. It does bob a little bit as we move forward. It's got a little bit of forward velocity, which causes it to bob a bit. But it does have roll stability, and so once we stop moving here, it will stabilize itself. And of course, we can turn A and D. Now, this is all exciting and everything, but the real challenge is trying to drive a submarine from inside view, because that's really where it's at. So let's go to strict follow cam here. All right, so that's the wall. You see there, it's sensing something on the left, but that's nothing. So within like 100 blocks on the right is the wall. So let's turn a little bit away from that. Let's just go forward a little bit. You can see there on the right, we've got the controls letting us know. So let's see if we can drive to the corner of the map and then turn and not get screwed over by the wall. So we should see the second wall rolling there a little bit. A lot of the time too, though, it does roll because of the terrain, right? As the sensor sees a bump, it'll roll you a little bit, but it does have a roll stability. We're just gonna let off the throttle there a little bit. Definitely still sensing that wall. Yeah, that wall is definitely still there. Something on the left there. That's probably just a rock, though. Did it move? Yeah, it's gone now. So we clearly just blew past a rock pretty quick. So far, so good. I think we're still moving. Still moving strong here. Oh, something's coming up ahead. Left. Let's go left a little bit. Definitely something. Something's really close within the collision zone. Definitely just dodged something. Yeah, something. See that little like blip that's flicking within that yellow collision zone? So, okay. So, the wall is now on the right again. Did we actually just make that corner? Oh my goodness, we did! And that was the tree. Oh, we might have smoked the tree, to be perfectly honest. It was within the collision zone. It would be awesome to have a radar of better resolution. But the way this is set up, each square has to have its own bit, with the exception of the center square. So there's 120 bits in here because it's an 11 by 11. And that gives you a 50 block resolution up to the maximum of 250. Now, you can go up to 255, but I mean, if you wanted to make like, you know, a 5 block resolution scanner, which would be awesome, you could navigate pretty much anything. The size of that would be insane. I mean, this is already pretty big. Right, we're still cruising along here. Something on the left there. No big deal though. Rolling. I think we're just rolling naturally over some terrain. Now, of course, we can go up to the higher height and still use the sonar. Just you won't pick up all the crazy stuff. There's something up in front there. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's something big in front. Yeah, that's no good. We're about to hit something. Let's back it up. Alright, is that a wall or a rock, though? That must be the wall, so let's turn left, because it's huge. Turn left, turn left. It's on the right side now. Okay, so let's turn left a little bit more. Perfect. Nothing there. Nothing there. We're clean. I have no idea where we are, though. Like, there's no global map. I think we're still on the outside of the map. Did we take a second corner? Oh, no, we are totally not. Oh, boy. Okay. All right, well, that's a tree. All right, let's see how far we can go here before we get completely stuck. I totally thought we were on the outside of the map there. Okay, so this is getting gnarly now. Okay, so there's I don't even know where the safe path is. This is where you can't do anything with the... Okay, so we're going straight. We're going straight. I mean, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't know what's going on. Let's roll. All right, let's do this. Is there an open passageway here? Yeah, right there to the right. See, there's that open scanner section right there. Boom. See, there's that open section. We gotta get that. Let's get that. Come on. I don't think we've jammed up. And that, it is scanning that open section. So it is seeing that opening. And it is slowly getting closer. All right, turn again. Turn again. Perfect. Turn one more time. Yes. All right. It seems like it's getting there. Let's go straight. I can't believe this actually works. Perfect. We're going through this opening for sure. Look at that. Nice and open in front. Nice and open in behind. Unbelievable. You can actually use this to drive. I honestly, when I was building this, I said, you know what? There's no way you're going to be able to use this to drive. You're just going to get screwed over. And I mean, you do get screwed over a lot, but this is ridiculous. I mean, you could actually, oh, that's not an opening. Okay, that's something. Okay, where's the opening? The path clearly went to the left. Oh, we're rolling though. I think we might be, oh, we're done. We're done. We're done now. All right, let's assess the situation here. You know, it must have been driving, and then it probably dipped down into this section. Like the sensors detected this, dipped down, and then we probably hit this on the way up. But we came through that passageway. We dodged all those trees, and you know what? Let's get this back on a lift. I can't believe that actually works. I mean, it's terrible resolution, absolutely terrible. But I thought for sure it wouldn't have worked at all. Like, I was thinking for sure it would just be like, you know, run into the first tree and that would be that, but it actually kind of worked. All right, we're gonna line up this way, and we're gonna head out. I can't believe that. I honestly thought it was gonna be 100% impossible. So if you do spawn this on the workshop, you can't actually look at the sensors, so please don't. If you do, then you'll screw up the ranges. That's kind of the way it is. You don't need to have any mods installed to spawn this creation. That's the nice thing about a blueprint edit. I obviously have the water mod running just for visuals, but the radar is not really a true radar. I mean, it senses the proximity to an object, but it's really just sort of like a visual radar. What that means is, as you can see here, when you do see an object, you see kind of like the shadow of the object. So for example, if you see the object in this blip here and you see it protracted out behind it, all the sensors in behind are activating because they just have a higher range than the first one. Each of those 5 sensors you can see there, they're all hooked into one of these 5 arrays, and they're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order, so the lowest being 50 and the highest being 250. Now those feed into this side transfunctioner, and the side transfunctioner distributes the signal between each of the circles around the outside of this. So for example, the very, very outside ring of sensors is your highest range, and then the one ring inside of that is your next highest range, and so on and so forth, down to this small ring right around the object. This yellow bar lets the array know where the position of the sensor thing is. So you can see, there you go. You can see as this rotates, the sensor array rotates, it rotates at the same speed as this bar and in the same position as this bar. So no matter what, the sensors that are being lit up here on the back will correspond with the direction of sight of that sensor below. And then it's just a matter of fulfilling the AND condition. So basically, if the sensor down there senses something and the sensor here is activated, then set the bit, and then each bit has a half a second automatic reset. So it sets the bit when it sees something, and then it resets itself after half a second. They kind of pulse because it only sees it for a very, very short amount of time, but it doesn't actually matter because the timer, even with the pulse, has enough to reset the pulse, and it never actually glitches out, which is kind of nice. But overall, I think it's pretty awesome. Obviously, I had to do a little bit of blueprint editing in Scrap Mechanic because you can't do this in vanilla, but I think this sub is great. If you guys have suggestions for builds that you want to see, make sure you post those in the comments down below. But make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. And I'm gonna keep trying to, all right, I'm gonna keep trying to do this in strict follow cam here. Perfect. All right, let stupid doors open. Oh man, we've got a ton of stuff on the radar.